Hello and welcome back to Focus Atlanta. Thanks so much for continuing to watch. Again, I am your host, Keisha Lancelin. In this segment, we're going to talk a little bit about beating the bloat. I'm here with Julie E.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Oh, absolutely. I think that we all feel like there's nothing that we can do, right? We've read about probiotics and certain things, but in our own bodies, it just feels almost impossible.
It's really not impossible. There are, your body is a machine just like a car, and there are so many different parts to it, and they all have to be working correctly and interconnected in order for everything to work right. And so one thing that happens in most people's bodies is their stomach is not working. And when you put food in your mouth, it does start digesting in your mouth, but the next place it goes is to your stomach. And if you don't have enough enzymes or salt, believe it or not, your body cannot digest the food. Your stomach won't digest it. So, first of all, you need to make sure you chew thoroughly. And in our fast paced world, maybe you're not doing that. So, first assess, am I chewing? Chew your food to liquefy it. And if you're doing that, then let's see if your stomach is doing its job correctly. And we have been told for at least a decade to stop eating salt. And salt, if you break it down, is NaCl. It's sodium chloride. And what happens when food hits your stomach is your stomach secretes HCl, hydrogen chloride. And so what really happens is that the salt molecule breaks in half, the chloride binds with hydrogen, which is ubiquitous and everywhere, and your body makes an enzyme called HCl. HCl is supposed to get excreted when, or released rather, when food hits your stomach secretes HCl, and that would kill food poisoning and start to digest your food. But as people have stopped eating salt, their digestion has gotten worse. So it's not table salt. Table salt has been bleached to be white, and then they add a non-caking agent. So we're talking the sea salt, the air-dried sea salt that's become more popular in the last few years. That's the starting place to make sure your food is getting digested. And then we go down to the intestines and see what's happening.
It seems like it's always so difficult, right? When you think about things that we want to do to improve our digestion, somehow it all seems really complicated. But what you're saying is simply knowing the right things to eat, simply knowing what your body is doing can be helpful.
Absolutely. I always bring it down to know your body. You take such good care of your car, you have a mechanic assess it. You need a mechanic of your body. And that's really what I do in my daily job as a functional nutritionist and functional medicine and energy doctor. I'm helping people learn their body. And two other things that I want to mention that are so common and completely overlooked is your teeth and your dental health and your toes. So let me explain. I have had 8 people in the past 2 weeks who said, I feel terrible no matter what I eat. I'm bloated, I'm constipated. It was their teeth, cavities, fillings, root canals, reflexing to and shutting down their intestines. You don't think about it, but you're chewing and it's, your gums don't have a pump. They don't have a blood supply. So if you've ever had your wisdom teeth out, any injection into your teeth or any traumatic, how many times have we like you dove playing volleyball when you were a kid, you clanked your teeth or you banged it on some your face on something and you're like, whoa, or whiplash. Like all of these traumas are actually the cause of all of our current health problems. And so we use mud therapy topically on the jaw and internally on the teeth to pull out the toxins and unblock those traffic jams or those reflex is what we call it, where the teeth can be reflexing to your intestines. I've seen people's toes. I had this one woman who's a yogi, 8 of her toes were reflexing to and shutting down her small intestine. So we do topical mud therapy on the toes and it disconnects that reflex. It's called a reflex. You have a pain, but your shoulder's fine. So where is that pain coming from? Shoulder pain can be coming from your teeth. It can be coming from your heart, can be coming from a trauma on your back. So where you feel the problem might not be where the actual problem is coming from. It's a reflex from somewhere to somewhere else.
Unbelievable. Well, now we got to close out with where we can find more information. You mentioned your website. Is there a place where we can kind of tap in and see what we can do to better alleviate the issues in our bodies?
Absolutely. I have it's my website is julieehealth.com, so two E's next to each other. Instagram and YouTube, I have lots of educational information. I have courses where you can learn all these things, a do-it-yourself section where you can start with salt and a couple of basic things and work your way through. And you just have to learn you. We're not a textbook and we're not what they say on TV. We're all different.
Oh, thank you so much for coming on the show. When you say it, Julie, it makes perfect sense. It was a pleasure to meet you.
My pleasure. Thank you so much. Have a healthy day, everyone.
Thanks so much. All right, guys, we can do this. All we need is the proper information. Sometimes we get inundated with other things and we really haven't really looked into our own bodies and the science of our own bodies. It just takes a little time to learn how to do it better. Take the opportunity to visit the website, learn more, and stay tuned to more Focus Atlanta. We'll be right back.